Hello and welcome to Patrick's Models on Transport. Back to the railcar. Right, so I've practically finished the bodywork. I have to fit some things on, do some glue, fit the horns, etc, etc. But I'm letting that rest today because I've been very busy. But this evening I want to have a look at the chassis. Because a couple of weeks ago I decided to do a test run with the chassis on my test board, not on the layout. And you remember that I had cleaned and lubricated the motor and all the mechanism. And at one point I lost drive, I think, in the rear, this motor bogie, the one that doesn't pick up electricity. Because electricity is picked up only by one of them. This one has plunger pickups. You can see the plunger pickups there, and there. And practically there was always that problem that you had to push the vertical drive shaft in to because it was slack. And I've had a good look at this. In fact, we can look at it together and see if I can lean these over somehow so that we can look at them vertically. Okay, so this is an all-wheel drive chassis. There's a centrally mounted motor with a long drive shaft. This is an evolution of the very old Jouef chassis with a large and very good ball bearing saucisson sausage motor, this layout here. But at this point of Jouef development it had been replaced by a very small 3-pole motor, which is not a bad motor, this one here. I don't remember the series. All these motors have got, I found once a website with all the different Jouef types of motors in a list, and I don't remember the type, but I recognize this one here. We serviced it months ago, and it's not really a bad motor. It's not bad. It's okay. Anyway, what's wrong with this? Very often, in fact, we were commenting, I don't remember who was commenting on one of the Achilles heel of Jouef's, apart from weak motors, are also the gears. In fact, in this case here, what have we got? So motor drives the shaft, then there are these two gears here. There's a gear here, you can see it, right? Which gear has a square section drive axle, and it fits on there. And if we look at these, you'll see that this drive axle here, vertical drive axle, is slightly shorter than this one. Here you can actually see there's a slight notch. I think that in origin, where there's a notch, there was a washer. Some elastic split washer, which of course is missing, because I just bought the chassis. I didn't buy the whole locomotive. I just bought a chassis with a motor. In this case here, the top part where there's a slot for the split washer is actually snapped off because the plastic's brittle. So this is why I always have to make sure that these vertical drive shafts are pushed up in position and engaging. So I'm thinking what to do. Either every time I run this rail car here, I'm going to have to make sure things are pushed in position. I have to check when it's running that one of the vertical drive shafts doesn't fall out, and then it turns into a real pain in the whatever, or else the other alternative is to put a spot of ball bearing retaining agent in here on the tip of this shaft, or even better, fit everything in position and then just put a spot up here and let it go in by capillary effect, and it'll just block these two gears in position on the shaft, and that might be the idea. Of course, it's not a strong one. If I ever had to do maintenance, I could probably lever them off. Apart from the fact that any maintenance I have to do on this, I can do it without dismantling the bogies. How do the bogies seem to have dismantled this? I gave things a very good clean. So electricity, there's plunger pickups here, 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 and here, and they go and transmit electricity to these plates, and there are these contacts here which come in contact. The contacts come in contact with these plates, these contact plates here. So I had cleaned these just using a paintbrush at the beginning because I didn't want to dismantle things, and now I've given them a better clean using lighter fluid and cotton buds, and you can see that I've got a whole lot of copper, green copper oxide came off. So these are nice and polished. I'm going to put a spot of technical petroleum jelly on here to guarantee good lubrication and also guarantee electrical continuity, because technical petroleum jelly is also a good increases electrical continuity. So let's see what we can do. I'm going to get, but I think I'll do a second video, make a second video where I'm actually putting the ball bearing retaining agent compound in position here, because I want to have two hands, and now I'm just holding this. Okay, this is Jouef at its best or worst. I don't know what to say, but I like mechanisms, and I like to have different things, and I wouldn't have been able to make such a low slung railcar if I hadn't had this chassis, so I'm quite pleased. So we'll see how to make this thing here work properly. Okay, cheerio, and see you next time. Ciao, ciao.